Hey guys, it's Kathleen and I have got another What Sold video for you. Most of these items sold on eBay. That is where I get the bulk of my sales from. And this is approximately about a week and a half to 2 week period, just so you have a frame of reference. If you're new to my channel, I am a part-time reseller and a full-time school counselor, and I flip undervalued merchandise I find at yard sales and garage sales and estate sales for a profit on online platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, and Etsy. So if you like thrifting content, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and do all of the things. First up is this pair of Roots Tough men's boots. They are in a size 6, which is absolutely not the best size to pick up for men's. It did not have the size in it. I had to take it to a shoe store to measure it to see the size. But I really should have known by looking at it, but whatever. I picked them up at a yard sale. I only paid $3 for them and they were in almost new condition. If these had been at a bigger size, they would have been a much less of a long tail item. I have had these listed for 10 months, but they sold, and they sold for $33 plus shipping. So I would definitely pick up this brand again, not in that size, absolutely not. Next is this pair of White House Black Market new with tags jeans. They are in an itty bitty size 2S. So not only a size 2, a size 2 slim, as if you're not slim if you're a size 2, whatever. I grabbed these at a yard sale last spring. It was by this woman who was moving and she was getting rid of a whole bunch of designer clothes. And I definitely have had a lot of them hanging around for a long time, mostly because of the size. Everything was so itty bitty. However, I have more than made my money back in that, so this is all profit. I did pay $2 for them at that yard sale and they sold for $38. This Soft Surroundings shirt is like this oversized button-up white shirt in a size large. I have been throttling back much on the soft surroundings that I pick up unless it is dirt cheap. This one was $3, which is not quite dirt cheap, but it's also not Goodwill prices, so I went with it. And it's been listed for about a month and a half. I paid $3 for it. It sold for $18. I grabbed this lot of Shopkins probably 2 years ago. Now I have steadily been selling them off. I paid only $5 for this huge lot. I don't know that I would do it again, or if I did, I wouldn't spend as much time on the research part of it. I literally was searching for hours trying to determine what season, which ones are rare, which ones are hard to find. And you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. I think the next time that I buy a bunch of Shopkins, if I do, I am just going to put them up there as an auction and let the Shopkins people figure out what's rare, what's not rare, because it took so much time and the stuff has hung around. Now I have more than made back my $5. But it was not without a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So this was a mixed lot, mixed seasons, and mixed rarities. I maybe am 50 cents in for this lot, and it sold for $10. Grabbed this Anthropologie Fig and Flower tunic / dress for $5.99 at Goodwill. It is a very, very pretty, like Aztec-y pattern. It is in a size large and it sold for $30. I don't know if you remember a recent thrift with me. I picked up a ton of kids new with tags polo and it was dirt cheap. I maybe paid $1 per item. Some of them I paid way less for. So this is one of the pieces that I picked up there. So tops $1 I paid for this. It is a size 8 multicolored stripe new with tags, and it sold for $24. Do you remember a couple of months ago, I went to a collector's sale / hoarder sale, and I bought just a ton of stuff for next to nothing. This was one of the items. I paid tops $1, probably less for it. It is a brand new old stock with tags, Le Sport Sac purse. This is something that really took me back because I used to love the sports sack when I was like bopping around in college and everything. It was totally, the purse to have, or one of the purses to have. Anyway, this has been listed for several months. It has gotten a ton of attention, and I finally accepted an offer of $32. I think I only had it listed for $38, so that is not a bad flip. Grabbed these Echo Bloom Ballet Flats in a size 39 at Goodwill for $5.99. We've had these listed for a long time. And they sold on offer for $28. I like selling Echo. That's a great brand to pick up. Has a great sell-through rate for Karen and I, particularly the men's. When I can score some men's Echo, like to pick those up. Don't love to pick them up at Goodwill, but hey, still $5.99 into $28 is okay in my book. A couple of weeks ago, I went to a yard sale and this woman was selling a ton of the colored jeans, all different colors of the rainbow. A lot of them were brand new with tags. The ones that were brand new with tags were $10. The ones without tags were 50 cents. So I grabbed this pair because I'm too cheap to spend $10 on a pair of jeans like that. I'm just definitely not going to make much on that sale. Jeans tend to hang around a while. So for all those reasons, I was like, no, not even $5 a pair. I don't think I would have done that. But I did do 50 cents a pair. And these were like in like new condition. They looked like they had just been new without tags. Like somebody ripped the tags off and never wore them. They were still stiff and really, really vibrant colors. They were in a size 12, which is a decent size to sell. And they only sold for $13. But still, they sold pretty quickly within a week of me having listed them. Definitely would pick them up again. They're Bandolino, so it's not like they're a high-end type of jean, but between the size and the fact that we were moving into springtime and it was a springtime color and it was only 50 cents, I decided to take a chance and it paid off for me. A couple of weeks ago, I scored a big box of Santa vintage from Japan Santa head mugs. So there were different sizes and also in different condition, but she only wanted $10 for the whole box. So I figured I would take a chance, and I have absolutely made my money back and then some. So this was one of those lots. This is a Santa head mug that has an E, the letter E as the handle. It's like all in this green holly. It's super adorable. Apparently, if you have the whole set, it spells out Noel. So I only had the O and the E sold first. I sold this on Mercari. I paid 52 cents for this mug, and it sold for $15 on Mercari. I also picked up this Mr. Christmas Santa's Musical Factory or Musical Workshop, something like that. It was in perfect working condition. I paid only $10 for it at a yard sale, and it sold for $68 within a week of having listed it. Now, I am not going to lie, this was a real pain in the butt to ship. I ended up wrapping it all in pool noodles and bubble wrap and stuffing it with paper, and I box and steined it. So I had to take 2 different size boxes and tape them together, but it made it there in one piece and it still worked when it got there. So yay, winning. I would do that again. However, it took me probably an hour to get it all wrapped up and safe and packaged up so that I knew it was going to ship safely. So, definitely be on the lookout. It's definitely a bolo, Mr. Christmas vintage items, but keep in mind that it's a pain in the butt to ship it. Okay, here are 2 more of those Santa mugs that I picked up, also 52 cents each, so $1.04 for this lot. These are the mini mugs. These 2 sold together on eBay for $22. This next item is an embroidered vintage choices jacket. It was super cute. I picked it up during last year's yard selling season. And the reason I picked it up is it was only $1 and I liked it because of the style. I didn't know anything about the Choices brand, but the fact that it was vintage and it was also embroidered, I thought was a good thing. It was also a larger size. This was in a size extra large. So I picked it up and I'm not sorry that I did. It did eventually sell, even though it took a hot minute to do so, for $20, but on $1 investment, that is not bad. In fact, recently I picked up another Choices item just because I had some luck selling this one and because that Choices item was a 100% linen. So, and also in a larger size, so I figured I would try again. Okay, next item is this Lilly Pulitzer pair of the Callahan shorts. I priced these a little bit low because they definitely were showing their wear. They were in a size 10, and even though they still had a lot of life left in them, at the crotch, you could see a lot of pilling just from it rubbing together. So I priced it accordingly, and they sold for $20. I think I had them listed for $22 or $24. I grabbed this Vtec Cruise and Learn car for $1.19 at Goodwill. It is in perfect working order. It has been listed for about 9 months, but it did eventually sell for $15. This is another one of those mugs that I paid 52 cents for a couple of weeks ago. This one has a rhinestone in Santa's winking eye, and it also had a little bit more color in it. The others are all kind of white because the color has rubbed off, but this one still had some of the paint left in place, and this one sold for $15. This next set is 3 winking eye mugs. I lotted these all up together. As you can see the difference from the last one that I just talked about. These have almost none of the, in fact, they have none of the red color or the red paint left in place. In total, I spent $1.56 on this lot, and they sold for $50. Coincidentally, I have got 3 more lots of these winking eye Santas listed. However, all of them were missing the rhinestone, so I did replace the rhinestone, and note that in the description. And so far, I haven't had any offers on them, although I have had a lot of people liking them. I don't know if there was anything special about the rhinestone, and if that's the reason, or if it's just that I've got 3 lots of the same thing, and so I need to wait till closer to Christmas. I don't know. I grabbed this pair of Athleta Sculptec Pants in a size 2 at a yard sale for only $3. Athleta does fairly well for me. It does not sell terribly high because the market is terribly saturated with it, but I will still pick it up, especially if I can grab a pair of jeans or anything that's different from the standard, like yoga pants or sports bra type things. Like I said, I paid $3 for these, and they sold for $29. Okay, this is a total bolo. I have seen Carly on Thrift Nice talking about picking up concert t-shirts all the time, Shell Bell as well. This is the first one that I've really picked up that had any value. This is a long-sleeved t-shirt in a size medium from the Rush Time Machine 2010 tour. And this got interest right away, and it sold in less than a week for $48. We paid $3.99 for this puppy at Goodwill, so definitely a bolo. Not every concert t-shirt is going to make bank for you, but it is totally worth doing the comps on it. Okay, I grabbed these Sam Edelman Ballet Flats in a size 8 at a recent estate sale. It was like this impromptu estate sale that wasn't advertised, that just only had a road sign, but sometimes those turn out to be the best. And this was kind of like a homemade estate sale. It wasn't being run by a company, so I love those because typically the stuff is going to be very underpriced. This was no exception. These Sam Edelman Ballet Flats were only $1. They have been listed for approximately 3 weeks, and they sold for $20. Sam Edelman is one of my bread and butter brands. Love to pick up Sam Edelman shoes, especially the Ballet Flats. Anytime I have a pair of Ballet Flats by Sam Edelman or by Tory Burch, they just seem to fly pretty much out of my inventory. I don't consider 3 weeks sitting around as a long tail item by any means. I will absolutely always pick up Sam Edelman flats, even if they have a little bit of damage and they still sell for like $15 or $18. If I'm only 50 cents or $1 into them from a yard sale purchase, that is definitely worth my time and effort. This is another one of those kids polo shirts that I picked up recently at a church yard sale. I am less than $1 into it, probably closer to 50 cents. It is in a girls pink size 4/4T. Now the girls polos were a little bit disappointing when I looked at the comps. They didn't seem to go as high, even though this one was brand new with tags. It still only sold for $9, but that's okay on a 50 cent or $1 investment. It also sold within just a couple of weeks of having listed it. So all of those polo items have more than paid for themselves several times over. Okay, I grabbed this Hannah Anderson tiered mini skirt in a size 10 at a yard sale for $2.50. It was one of those yard sales where I picked up a bunch of Hannah Anderson skirts all together. So all of them have sold. This is the last one to go. It is in a pretty hot pink with the tiered ruffles all around, and it really looked to be new without tags. I don't think it's been washed at all. It showed absolutely no signs of wear, and it sold for $14. The next item that sold is our biggest sale ever. Up to this point, we've only sold, the highest single item has sold for $175, and this one sold for $200. So this is a Santa head blow mold that Karen picked up on Facebook Marketplace for $20. She had it listed for approximately 2.5 weeks. We kept on getting some lowball offers, and Karen is a lot better than I am at holding out, because I was just like, oh, take it, just take it, just be good, done with it. $150, yes, yes, yes. But she's like, no, it's been selling consistently much higher than that. So she held out and finally accepted an offer of $200. I think she got an offer of $175 and she went back at $200. And so that sold in only just 2.5 weeks, and it sold for $200. So that was an awesome return on investment. It was another item that was a real pain in the butt to ship. However, lesson learned, sometimes FedEx is the way to go. They came in about $30 cheaper than sending it USPS by sending it UPS. So don't rule out FedEx. Sometimes they can be the price performer. I was really surprised that they came in lower than UPS ground, because usually that is not the case. And the last item in this What Sold video is the vintage Michael Lambert whimsical pottery. I picked this up at the same church yard sale where I grabbed all of that polo. I paid $3 for this. Shout out to Shell Bell for always saying, check the bottoms and check the bottoms. If it's signed, it's worth something. Didn't know what it was worth, but I thought it was interesting. Threw it in the bag, paid my $3, looked it up later and found out that it is highly desirable and collectible, and it sold on Mercari for $120. So that was exciting for me as well. So that was exciting for us as well. Both of those items, both the Santa head and the whimsical pottery, sold in the same day within about 20 minutes of each other. So we were super stoked. That was $300 in sales. Much better than when we're nickel and diming, $8 here, $12 there. You know how it goes. All right, guys, that is everything for this What Sold video. That is a total of 24 items for which Karen and I paid $76.29, making our average cost of goods $3.18. We sold everything for a grand total of $899.99. And when you back out fees of 13% of $135, that leaves us with a net profit of $688.70. So that was a really, really good period. Of course, we had 2 huge items, so that's not our typical sales for that period, but nonetheless, we were super stoked about it. That is everything. I'm going to wrap it up until next time. Remember, guys, it's not cheap, it's thrifty. Bye, guys.